Today I want to talk more about decisions. I want to talk about how we can simplify our lives so that we reduce the number of decisions we make on a daily basis and protect our very precious willpower. Watch this video to learn more. Our lives nowadays are just full of distractions, decisions. What are you going to wear? What are you going to eat? What do you have to do at work? What are you going to watch? What book are you going to read? Should I click on this advertisement? Blah, blah, blah. All these decisions just distracting us all the time. One source estimates that we make 35,000 decisions every single day, and 250 of them about food. Yep, it's fair to say that the amount of decisions we have to make on a daily basis is pretty monstrous. So what's the problem with making all these decisions? Well, I've spoken about this before, but there is this thing called decision fatigue. And this sets in when we keep making decision after decision after decision. What happens is our ability to make decisions goes down, but also it drains our very, very valuable and precious willpower. And you're probably thinking, come on man, don't tell me that decisions drain my willpower. This is nonsense. Yeah, I get it, right? It sounds a little bit out there, decisions draining your willpower, but there is quite a bit of science to back this up. And also, some very, very high profile and prolific, important people are taking this very, very, very seriously. They're basically doing what's called a decision diet or decision cleanse. They're cutting decisions out of their life because they realize that this is quite an important thing for them to do. Take this quote from Barack Obama when he was president. "You'll see, I wear only gray or blue suits. I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make. You can't be going through the day distracted by trivia." This quote was made at a time where he was pretty much the most powerful person on the planet. So you can see there's probably something to this. And then you back that up with the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, who basically always wears the same clothes every single day for the same reason, right? He doesn't want to bother himself deciding what he needs to wear when he has all these other important decisions to make. So if we accept the premise that all these decisions are having an effect on our brain power, brain resources, our willpower, and our decision-making ability, what should we do about it? Well, obviously, we should try and reduce the amount of decisions we make, but what's the best way of doing that? The best way of doing that is having what I call a decision diet, and that's finding things that are inconsequential in your life. Finding things that just don't mean anything to you, that have zero importance, and figuring out how you can automate that part of your life, how we can just remove all the decision making from there. So let's run through a few examples of this. So one example that I've already given is simplify your wardrobe. You don't have to go as extreme as Zuckerberg and wear the same thing every single day, but you can simplify your wardrobe so that decision is much less of a strain on you. You get up and you just put something on and you just go. How about your diet? Well, you can make a meal plan that you follow on a weekly basis, or if you're really extreme, on a daily basis. You should of course make sure you get some variety in there. But for instance, in the mornings for breakfast, you could eat the same thing and it'd just be a routine for you, so you don't ever have to think about it. When you're at the gym, have a personal trainer make a routine that you can just follow, so you don't have to make decisions about what body parts you're going to work or what cardio machines you're going to use and what routine you need to follow. You just do exactly what's written and remove that decision. At work, if you're really busy and you have all sorts of nonsense going on in your life, you can hire a personal assistant to take care of your inbox or take care of the lower level decision making that you don't need to be bothered with. When it comes to finances, you can automate your finances so that each month the money goes to where it needs to go and you don't need to make any decisions about paying off your credit card or putting money into your savings account or putting money into your pension. It's all set up beforehand and it just works automatically. You don't have to think about it. Schedule things in advance. So if you have to, let's say, do cleaning or do your laundry, instead of just saying I should do it at some point, put a day on that. So every Saturday you clean the house or every Sunday you do the laundry, and alleviate the burden of deciding when. If you're like me and you work remotely and you kind of move around from place to place, consider staying in one place for a longer period of time, because I find that whenever I move place, I have a lot of decisions. There's like a massive ball of decision making that I have to do. I have to decide where I'm going to go, what flights I'm going to get, where I'm going to stay, like the accommodation. Should I stay in an apartment? Do I need to hire a car or a bike? There's just all these kind of decision making. I find myself putting that stuff off because it is quite intense and I want to make sure I get it right. When it comes to reading, make a reading list in advance so that when you finish your book, you can just immediately jump onto the next one. You don't need to think about what book you're going to read next or what topic you're going to read about. These are just a few of the examples that you can implement into your life that will just reduce that decision making burden on you and free up some of your brain resources. Of course, it's very subjective because what matters to me might not matter to you. For instance, with these clothes, I don't care what I wear, but maybe you're a bit of a fashionista. So what's important to you is keeping those decisions because that means something to you. But for me, it means nothing. But find areas where it's like inconsequential, where it doesn't really matter, and just try and reduce those decisions from your life. Of course, this decision diet is not a panacea. It's not like you're going to remove all these decisions and then just have this untouchable sense of willpower and the ability to take on the world like Rocky. But what it is just another little thing that we can do to further protect our willpower. And with all these little tips and tricks and strategies, they're going to add up to something quite significant. And hopefully that's going to give you more willpower that you can redirect from inconsequential stuff to more positive things like forming positive habits or making sure you go to the gym or giving up coffee or stopping smoking or whatever it is for you. The idea is just to use your brain resources for stuff that's going to give you a much greater return on investment than deciding whether you're going to wear the pink or yellow socks today. So my takeaway from this video is find areas that aren't important to you and automate it. Remove as many decisions as possible and follow in the footsteps of Barack Obama. I hope you found this video useful and you start eliminating those decisions from your life to free up some of that willpower for you. If you did like this video, like my video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again next time.